Hi, I'm Catherine Diorio, and welcome to Check Please, the show where regular people from all over Chicago recommend and review their favorite restaurants. So this is how the show works. Every week we have 3 guests. Each recommends his or her favorite spot, and the other 2 go check them out and see what they think. This week, web developer Alex Jewell says his spot definitely makes the cut. He says if American comfort food is what you crave, then join him at his favorite. But pharmacist Kendra Williams says her pick is just what the doctor ordered. She says the Southern classics at her spot will leave you satisfied. Up first, Professor Kara Dennert-Huffman could lecture us on all the incredible dining options in town. But she says the creative bites and cocktail culture at her favorite spot beat them all. She says you can go out every night of the week and never do any better than Billy Sunday in Logan Square.
What we do here fits in with the general perception of what mixology is. We just try to take the pretension out of it. One of my great mentors always says, you don't need a big list, you just need like 10 heaters. You need a representation of every kind of cocktail that's just like super delicious and like thought out and well crafted.
Here you go, guys. I give you Puka's Empire.
Billy Sunday is a bar. We definitely have a food program that we're very proud of, and we have a talented culinary team that's always like working hard and putting out really cool specials. But we're definitely beverage focused. I hope that people would think that the environment was like really warm, inviting, and welcoming, that there was like a robust, friendly energy about, that the cocktails were delicious, and that you had a great conversation with the bartender about it, and that they listened to you. We're a neighborhood bar, and we take what we do very seriously, and we love it, and we try to like push it and innovate in terms of ingredients or what we're up to. But at the end of the day, it's like we're bartenders, we're here to just service the people, and that's what it's about, like hanging out and servicing the people.
So Kara, you give Billy Sunday a gold star. Why'd you choose it?
I chose it because it is a small, dark, intimate, very adventurous place to go and eat and drink. I especially like the craft cocktails, but I think the food is really creative and interesting as well.
Do you recommend this for dinner, or do you say it's kind of a snack and cocktail place?
I would say either way. I would say if you were going there for dinner that you would probably want to check out the menu first. I'm perfectly happy making a full meal out of the steak tartare, but it is more of a limited menu type place. It is more focused on cocktails. For snacks, I really like the jars, and I usually get the chicken liver or the salmon. This time I tried the white bean hummus, which was really, really good. It was topped with a little bit of olive and then orange, and olive and orange are not necessarily flavors that I would put together as someone who does not cook at all. But they worked really, really well together, and it was really delicious.
What I had a little issue with were the plates. I felt like the taste was there, and the construction was there, but the price point for the amount of food I got was a little high. So I felt like it's not necessarily a meal place. I think I would get dinner somewhere first before going there to have a snack
I
and
said
some
the
drinks.
exact same thing to my friend and I, and we actually closed the place down. We went kind of late in the evening and stayed until about 3, but we were having various drinks, and it was really good. But overall, the food were pretty small plates, but it was okay. I'm a Southern woman, so I like cocktails. And so all the different choices the waitress recommended, the Don't Speak drink had a different type of liqueur in it. I believe it was a Pisco. I may be pronouncing it incorrectly. Pisco, actually, yes. And so she said, there's a Pisco sour. It's not on the menu, but these are the ingredients. When she had the bartender make it for me, and it was actually very delicious.
I always start off with a Manhattan. That is kind of my base drink.
Yeah.
And Billy Sunday definitely has one of my very favorite Manhattans. And so from there, I branched into some of their more adventurous cocktails, and I ended up having one called the box lunch, which is made primarily with goat's milk, and it's served in a little glass like milk jar. And the presentation was lovely, and it was absolutely wonderful.
My litmus test is an old fashioned, because I'm a whiskey guy. And the ice cube, it's all about the ice cube for the old fashioned, because you need the most cold for the least amount of surface area. It's science. And they had a hand carved sphere ice cube. So somebody went all the way to the Arctic or something, and they carved that out. So they went through a lot of work, and it was, the flavor was there for me.
Yeah.
So.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about the food. Kendra, you went with a girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
And then you had the steak sandwich was one of the dishes.
Yeah, I thought overall it was pretty good. Bread that was actually used with it was really good, and the flavors and the seasonings on it, I thought were okay, but I just wanted a little bit more. But overall, I thought it was really good.
Well, my date and I started out with the grilled octopus, and that was really great. My star were the oysters, and these were East Coast oysters, which I prefer over West Coast. West Coast can be a little brinier, a little fishier, but they didn't overdo. You see a lot of people just like throwing everything in the kitchen on top of their oysters, and you lose the oyster, which is okay for people who don't want to taste the oyster, but they want to be cool with their friends.
It's kind of like, what's the point?
Right. So I really enjoyed the oysters. I feel like the image that Billy Sunday has is really great. They've developed kind of a great brand in some ways, and
So what is the brand?
their brand is this classy, old school, trendy. Like
It was
it's
kind
like,
of hipster, actually.
Yeah,
a little bit
like
too.
it's almost like,
Kinda.
Well, it was super hipster, but it was not hipster.
it's like you shouldn't tell anybody you're there.
Yeah.
You know? And they have like these cool textures on the walls and these
Yeah.
old pictures.
I
And
love the plates and the glasses.
yeah, everything was. It had character.
You know, sometimes at these hipster places that are popping up, the wait staff could be a little too cool for school. What do you think about the staff at Billy Sunday?
I actually found them very friendly. They had their jokes, and they also were a little sarcastic, which I like. That's more of my taste.
And I found the staff very helpful in, you're looking at the menu. I'm a college teacher. I'm not a bartender or a mixologist. And looking at this going, this all looks great. I have no idea what this is.
Right.
So they were very helpful in saying, well, what is that exactly, and how is that made, and what does it taste like?
And when they did say it, they had passion behind it, which I found they really knew their drinks.
Which is a nice touch because it can be really intimidating, you
Yeah.
know, these days now. I mean, cocktails are kind of where wine used to be, you know, where before it used to be like, I want a vodka soda, I want a gin and tonic, and now you're like, I don't even know what these ingredients are.
Yeah.
You know, so.
And everywhere's a speakeasy that Al Capone used to hang out at. You know? It's like, I don't know, did he?
Well, Kara, you chose Billy Sunday. Sum it up for us.
Wonderful cocktail bar that has incredibly adventurous drinks and equally adventurous food.
And Kendra?
I thought overall it was a great place for cocktails, definitely to go after a date or hanging out with a group of friends, and especially since the park is right across the street.
And Alex?
I'd say that it's a cocktail place to go after dinner and spend a few hours and hang out and have a couple drinks and a snack.
You can try cocktails and more at Billy Sunday, 3143 West Logan. Open for dinner every day, reservations are not accepted, and the average tab per person without drinks is $25. Kendra Williams grew up in Alabama, and she says there's nothing like good old cooking from the region. She says for the best authentic Southern food around town, make your way to Ravenswood and stop in at Luella's Southern Kitchen.
Luella is my great grandmother. She was the best cook, and she was my inspiration. I want to say Southern comfort, but it's just comfort, not just Southern comfort. My Aunt Kim works here, my brother Tyrus is the general manager. We try to treat people the right way, serve them the right way.
Here you go, babe. Thank you. You're welcome. All right, like those fries? Okay.
I think someone coming to our restaurant for the first time should expect true Southern cuisine. My favorite item on the menu are the shrimp and grits. catfish tacos, short rib mac and cheese. The fried chicken and the chicken and waffles are two of the items that I think is our top items. And I think the key to it is, like I say, you have to care, you have to love what you're doing. We do get a lot of return customers, and we do get return customers that are from the South as well. They'll tell me, this is where I'm from, and this is what you serve me, and this brings me back home. So this brings back memories.
So Kendra, you say Luella's Southern Kitchen makes you feel at home. Yes. Why'd you choose it?
As someone who came here and is originally from Alabama, I find that it does remind me a lot of at home, from the laid-back atmosphere of the restaurant to the chef's actual aunt who works there and comes and greets you with a smile when you walk in and asking you what you would like. And the food is just delicious. I love the modern twist that the chef Darnell has on the actual food, especially the shrimp and grits. That's my favorite. Sometimes, you know, I'm single, so I generally go there sometimes when I don't feel like cooking for myself to get food.
We all have those days.
I find any excuse actually to get there. I know I've only been here about a year, but I swear I've been there probably about 10 times because it does remind me a lot of home and my mom's cooking.
Amazing how food can do that for you, you know, or a favorite restaurant can do that, and why we go back to them, I guess.
I absolutely loved it. I've heard of it before, but I had never been there before. And I didn't grow up in Alabama, but I did grow up in Oklahoma, which is much more southern than here. And so southern food has a place near and dear to my heart. And I thought it was absolutely delicious. I went with my husband and my daughter. I have a 3-year-old. And my 3-year-old is very spirited. As most
I love that description.
as most 3-year-olds are, but her energy is turned up to 11 all the time. And beyond the fact that the food was absolutely excellent, everyone, whether it was the staff or the other guests, were just absolutely delightful with her. And that welcoming atmosphere was so appreciated by us.
Would you say that it kind of gave you a feeling of Southern hospitality,
I
seeing
would
as you're from the South?
I would say it did, yes.
Okay, great. And Alex, what do you think?
I felt that welcoming presence too. And the chef's aunt was there, just like, she was excited to tell me about the menu, and the food was absolutely delicious.
How's your mac and cheese?
Fantastic as always.
All right.
Well, it's no surprise that you kind of are getting this familial feeling there. I mean, Darnell Reed, the chef owner, his family works there. Luella is actually his grandmother, who kind of got him turned on to cooking and teaching his, the recipes, and then he went on to be a chef for many years before opening Luella's.
I have a number of favorites actually there. I swear I've sampled so much of the menu, from the shrimp and grits that actually are made from some organic grits that he gets from Baker Mills around the corner that they hand deliver every day. That's what he told me. But I really do also love the mac and cheese, and I think that's one of the heartier of the meals. And then my other favorites are the chicken and waffles. I mean, who doesn't love chicken and waffles? And and the chicken breasts that are on there with the special glaze. It's just delicious.
Well, Kara, so you actually spent a lot of time in Charleston, and she crab soup is like a Charleston staple, and you had that. What did you think? Did it measure up?
It absolutely. She crab soup is one of my absolute favorites. I grew up when I was 5 years old, eating it on the beach that they were making with fresh caught crab and seawater. And a big difference, I would say, is that Luella's wasn't sandy, and that was a positive. That was a positive. I would love to say that I ate the whole thing, but I got about 3 bites in, and my daughter took it from me and ate the entire bowl. So the fact that she ate the whole thing and then helped me with my soft shell crab sandwich, that alone is telling.
I started with the soup as well, and even that little piece of toast was like delicious. And it's good soup when they pour the soup over the ingredients. Like that's the sign they're like, okay, they know what they're doing with this food. And I personally, we also tried the shrimp and grits, and the best grits I've had north of the Mississippi. Is that how geography works? But I had the crawfish etouffee. And the crawfish, which is really hard to cook. I mean, it's you have to be really meticulous in how you get it out of its shell, and how you cook it, and that was top notch. I mean, it was super flavorful. We ended with dessert, of course.
The beignets.
Yes. They were super light, and it was a great way to end. It was super simple dessert, but it was, you know, even that you could tell there was attention to it. It's
I love
refreshing.
them. I generally get them all the time and have powder sugar everywhere.
Yeah, I did get all of my, you always get on your phone.
Yeah.
You always have powdered sugar on your phone somehow.
Well, Kara, you went there with your family and your 3-year-old. So what was the crowd like? Was it families there generally, or?
We went pretty early just because when you have a 3-year-old, you tend to eat places early. But by the time that we finished, people were really starting to stream in, and it was a little bit of everything. Some families came in, some couples came in, there were groups of people that were friends, there was a group of people that you could tell were colleagues and having a business meeting. It was really a mix of everything.
Well, Kendra, you chose Luella's Southern Kitchen. Sum it up for us.
I think if you're looking for that Southern food in the Midwest with a little bit of Southern hospitality as well, Luella's is a great choice.
Great. And Alex?
It was warm, it was welcoming, it was familial, and it was delicious. I mean, I was fulfilled.
Great. And Kara?
It was excellent and authentic Southern food that reminded me of my childhood.
You can try the shrimp and grits for yourself at Luella's Southern Kitchen, 4609 North Lincoln Avenue, 773-961-8196. Open for dinner every day, lunch Tuesday through Sunday, and brunch on the weekends. Reservations are accepted for parties of 10 or more. Alcohol is BYOB, and the average tab per person is $20. Alex Jewell goes to all the hip places around the city, but when he's looking for a real gem, he knows just where to go. He says for classic American with an upscale twist, follow him to Fullerton and join him at Knife and Tine.
You come in and, you know, the music's kicking in and you feel like you're a part of something special, something different. And it's a fun place to eat. The cuisine at Knife and Tine is new American. So for us, what that translates to is having some items on the menu that are traditional, like shrimp and grits or a chicken and dumpling. But we also have the freedom to play around with other types of cuisine. So it kind of allows us the freedom to have a menu where everybody could find something they like. So every time you're coming in, you're getting something totally different and fresh and exciting. It gives us so much satisfaction to have this beautiful restaurant and to be able to serve the community and really try to do something different and special in the restaurant world, because Chicago's a big restaurant town and it takes a lot to stick out and make it nice.
So Alex, you say Knife and Tine is pretty fine. Tell us why you chose it.
Not just because it rhymes with fine. Knife and Tine brought some both classic food and creativity to Lincoln Park, which is kind of the hard part to bring to Lincoln Park is creativity. Families are kind of there and, you know, they like the classics and what's safe. Knife and Tine has that, but it also has some stuff that you might not expect.
Like
and
what?
The first time I went there, for example, the chef was experimenting with pepper. And there's white pepper even in dessert. I really enjoyed that spunk. You know, I wasn't expecting white pepper in my dessert. And so that kind of unexpectedness is exciting to me. Right. So I can go back once a month, a couple times every couple months and try something different, but with the same reliability of Knife and Tine.
Great. Kendra, what'd you think?
I thought overall it was very good.
You went for brunch, right?
Yes, I did, with a group of girlfriends again, if that's my trend. But overall, I thought it was a very good restaurant, and I really did enjoy the staff as well, and their service was really good. They were friendly from the moment I called to make a reservation.
Hi, it's nice to meet you.
And I think we even closed out the place and ran over until lunchtime.
I think this is your style.
It's
I
kind
like
of my
it. I'm
trend.
gonna hang with
I'm
you.
a talker. I'm a talker. Yeah. Yeah. So overall, I really did enjoy it, and I thought the food was really, really good. I had the red velvet French toast.
Yes.
We split that, and I really enjoyed the pecans. A Southerner again, I love pecans, and so I thought that was really good. And I also had the shrimp and grits there, which I found their twist on shrimp and grits was good as well. And I love the bacon that was in it.
Great. And Kara, what was your experience? Yours was a little different.
Yeah, I would say it was mixed. I think we went on a night. I went on a date with my husband. We left the kid at home, and the food wasn't that great. We were kind of disappointed with the food. That said, the service was absolutely exceptional. I would say it is some of the best service that I have had in recent future, if not ever.
Which is a huge statement in a city like Chicago.
Huge.
That's, full with restaurants.
Truly exceptional. Our server went above and beyond. She was knowledgeable, she was friendly, she was funny, she was charming. And she instantly picked up on the fact that my husband especially wasn't overly taken with his meal. And we're not complainers, we wouldn't have really said anything, but she picked up on it. And they took such good care of us, making it right, that we will absolutely be back just because of the level of service that we received.
Yeah.
It's so interesting how service can really turn around a meal experience. I mean, is that one of the reasons you go there?
Definitely. I mean, and they almost recognize me at this point, and because I live right down the street on Fullerton, and we really have gotten to feel at home there a little bit, and it's super convenient for us because we live nearby. But that service is definitely top notch.
So what other things could we get there?
Their oysters.
Oysters.
Were good. They had a fettuccine dish that was great, and it had chicken, kind of a stuffed chicken, that they put in little medallions across the fresh. It was definitely house-made fettuccine, which, if the pasta tastes like it's out of a box to me, that's a no-go. So definitely go, if it says house-made pasta, you can't go wrong with that. They had a beef cheek for a while that was excellent. I mean, it was really good beef cheek. It was so tender.
We started off with the shishito peppers, which were pretty good.
My favorite, no matter where
I
go.
love flash fried peppers. And then my husband had the gnocchi, and I had the spinach sformata, which was described to me as an undone souffle, and it was a little bit mushy and a little bit
like this is undone for sure.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
What about the price point?
I thought overall for the dishes that you got, it was a great price point, and that's one of the things I look into as a place you can drop in and out of is the cost. And I thought overall my tab wasn't high at all, and I even had my friends and I shared an appetizer. We each had our own entree, and we ordered drinks as well.
Great.
For
Well,
sure.
it sounds like you go there a lot with your girlfriend. So, is it a date place, or can you go with friends at night?
I would say it's more of a date place in some ways. For us, because we eat out so much, it almost becomes second
it's on the
nature.
rotation.
We're like, oh, cook tonight? No, Knife and Tine's on the road. It's definitely a date spot. Yeah.
I thought it was a wonderful date spot, but I also saw groups of girlfriends that were there and having a great time. I think even for brunch, it could be a great family place too.
And there's two separate rooms kind of too. So there's the darker kind of inside part, and that's where the bar is. But I like there's kind of like a larger, brighter, brighter
that's where we
area.
sat. I liked it a lot too.
And that could definitely be more of like a group spot.
Well, Alex, you chose Knife and Tine. Sum it up for us.
It's a neighborhood but classy spot with some interesting twists.
Kendra?
I thought overall it was good food, good with the special twist on it as well.
Kara?
I thought it had a great atmosphere, and it was some of the best service I've ever had in my life.
You can try it for yourself at Knife and Tine, 1417 West Fullerton Avenue, 773-697-8311. Open for lunch and dinner Tuesday through Friday, and brunch and dinner on the weekends. Reservations are accepted, and the average tab per person without drinks is $35. So on this week's show, we featured Billy Sunday in Logan Square, Luella's Southern Kitchen in Ravenswood, and Knife and Tine in Lincoln Park. Let's recap what our guests had to say. First, we traveled to Logan Boulevard and stopped in at Billy Sunday. Kara recommends it for its adventurous and tasty cocktails. Kendra loved her customized drink and thought the service was excellent. Alex found it to be a great cocktail place and would definitely go back. Next, we stop by Luella's on Lincoln Avenue. Kendra recommends it for amazing Southern food that reminds her of home. Alex said the atmosphere was great and loved the warm hospitality. Kara thought the she crab soup was delicious and would go back just for that. Finally, we found our way to Fullerton and tried out Knife and Tine. Alex recommends it for the surprising and unexpected menu choices. Kendra thought the service was great and enjoyed the brunch menu. Kara wasn't impressed with her dinner, but was blown away by the excellent service. We had a great time this week. I want to thank my guests, Kara Daynor-Huffman, Kendra Williams, and Alex Jewell. Join us next week for 3 new guests recommending 3 of their favorite restaurants right here on Check Please. I'm Catherine Diorio, and I'll see you then. Cheers.
For more information about the restaurants featured on Check Please, go to WTTW.com/checkplease.